Lils. You gonna sit? Come on. Lils. Lils. How am I supposed to do this with you there, huh? Lils. Oh my gosh. Lils. Sit. Come on. Sit. Thank you. Good girl. You stay there. Good girl. So, hey everyone. Sorry about that. Lils just decided to jump in the way and decide it was playtime when I sat down on the floor, which is kind of difficult for me due to my disabilities. But yeah, so I sort of decided, I already run an art colouring puzzle sort of YouTube channel, but I'm struggling to do that at the moment because of my hand and wrist and stuff. And I decided, because I've got hopefully in end of July / early August, I will have a service dog prospect puppy coming home for me end of July. So I've been preparing for that, and I decided I wanted to start up a YouTube channel with regards to that. So that is what I'm doing here. So I'm going to do a couple of videos and then just do continued hauls later after as I receive the last of the stuff. So I'm just going to do hauls with stuff that I've already currently got, and I will do hauls with other stuff that I've got as I receive it, kind of thing. So yeah, I just decided to go for a bit. So first of all, what I was going to do, I was going to do the treats and the pellets I've decided on. So I was going to use Supercoat pellets, and then I actually learnt that Supercoat is not necessarily a good brand. That's what Lils is on, and I will use it up on her. Lils, hello, you're a good girl. Good girl, Lils. So yeah, I'll use that up on her, but I decided for my purebred Labrador puppy that's coming home that I was going to do a different brand. So I was going to go grain-free chicken. Well, there is some chicken in these treats, but I decided to go grain-free in that. You may wonder, well, why do I have so many treats at this point in time? One of the reasons is COVID and food shortages and that are starting, in case we get any of those. Another reason is because it's going to be a service dog puppy, and so I'm going to need treats at times for training purposes, but also treats for like chews and stuff when it's teething and all of that. Third one, it'll be used between Lily and the puppy. Lily has already tested a few of these, so she's basically, I've been testing the Absolute Holistic Oceanic Farm Lamb and Blue Mackerel with green-lipped mussels infused dog treats on Lils, and this is a complete paleo, no grain treat mix. And I've also, because Lils is nearly 9 years old, I've been using some of the shark cartilage, but I want to get some more shark cartilage eventually. But I have also bought a new bed for Lils as well as for this puppy, because Lils is mixed. She's a lab cross Staffy, so she will be getting the smaller bed and the puppy will be getting the larger bed. And yeah, I will go into gear and stuff with what I've got after so far, and I've still got stuff to come, but I will do those later down the track. I'll just do what I've got so far. But yeah, so I've been using the shark cartilage for Lily because she is older and that sort of thing. And what is that? Oh, she's just got a lump of skin on her arm. Doesn't matter. Sorry, we don't have ticks and that here, so I just wasn't sure. But also the fact I just like to have stock in bulk anyway. But yeah, there's just, and I also wanted to look at trying some different brands for review purposes on this channel and stuff in the future as to differences between the brands. But pretty much all the brands that I've gotten, except for the Supercoat and one here which is the Kong Snacks, which actually has flour, but this actually came in a pack with the teething puppy toy. So I got it because it was cheaper with the teething puppy toy Kong. But apart from that, all the treats and food I have here are 100% meat, completely natural and grain-free. So, except for the Kong snacks, which has flour. So I won't necessarily be going out and buying the Kong snacks specifically again. I will instead be using the natural and grain-free treats and that sort of thing. And I'm just looking here trying to decide what to do whilst Lils is distracting me. I don't know if you can see her laying upside down here next to me or not. But yes, so where I've got the treats from. Lils, excuse me. Excluding Kong, she's sneezing all over me. Oh, Lils! Jeez, Bubba! Excuse you! So where I've got the treats from is I have bought a lot of these from pet stores here in Australia because I'm actually in Australia here. So some of these brands I think are Australian brands. But yeah, other than the Kong, which is for puppy recipe, everything, as I said, is completely natural and grain-free pretty much. Grain-free, natural and 100% meat. So the first place, you've probably noticed all of these plastic ones here. So these are actually from a place called How's Your Dog here in Australia. So I've got a few different types of treats from there, and I still have another kilo of beef paddywhack tendons, which I'll show you in a minute, coming up. So the first one that I've got here is 500 grams of duck jerky, and this is a place in Australia that sells mostly Australian products and air dries them, and they're completely natural, non-irradiated, that sort of thing. So the first one I got here is duck jerky. So this is just an air dried natural duck jerky treat. Which I'm surprised Lils isn't trying to get that, but she's actually very gentle and I've trained her not to go for it unless I call her. So this How's Your Dog company actually sells dog treats in bulk here in Australia to Australians for in bulk at, I think they work out slightly cheaper prices than buying all these packets. But I got some of these because I just wanted to try different brands for reviews and that sort of thing. So the first one that I have was the duck jerky. As I said, sorry, it's hard to seal these back up. But I have tried some of these on Lils, and I didn't video record it all, but she was loving them because I haven't always gotten the chance to use all the natural stuff on it. And this one, it says this duck jerky is lighter because it's from their summer batch, apparently. I've also got here what I mentioned about the beef paddywhack tendons. So these are supposed to be long-lasting chews, and I think for a smaller dog or puppy, yes, they would definitely last longer. But for someone like Lils, it only lasted less than 5 minutes because she is such a good chewer and really always chews on bones a lot. So she can go through these things. Nothing really slows her down much unless it's got an actual bone in it. Otherwise she just eats it quick smart. So these are apparently, they can be 5 to 6 millimeters wide. 5 to 6 centimeters I think wide. I'm not, 5 to 6 millimeters maybe. No, this would be wider than millimeters. But they basically come in different lengths. They can be wider, they can be shorter. It says these are one of the toughest beef chews, or one of the toughest chews apparently, but it didn't stand up to much with Lils, but I still liked them and I thought it would be useful for a teething puppy, that kind of thing. And Lils really enjoyed it anyway, so at the end of the day that's what matters, but she just chomps through anything, and she'll even really grind down huge big bones, she will. I also got these all different types of treats too because of the fact for the nutritional benefits of the different things, because I may also use some bits for topping on top of their food or something like that at times. I don't know if I will, but it's a possibility. I want to try and get some shark cartilage that I can use to grind up on their meals at least anyway. But I wanted them to have multiple different types of nutritional balance for different things, and to me, after researching it, getting the natural products made more sense to me. So the next one I've actually got here is 500 grams of shark skin. So those beef tendons, that was actually 500 grams of the beef paddywhack tendons. So this is our shark skin, and Lils wants it. I don't know if you can see her in front of me there. I was actually surprised. You can actually feel the serrations of the shark's skin when you're doing this. So people say that shark skin feels like sandpaper, and that's exactly what this is doing if you go against the grain. But so this is just a dried shark skin chew, which I sort of got just because I thought, well, gives puppy something to chew, gives Lil something to chew, but it doesn't last long with her. Not at all. And it's also just something else nutritional benefit wise. So I tried to get a mix of basically meats, different fishes, all of that, just for the different nutrients. I do. And I keep zip-locking this so that it can't sit flat when I put it back in the containers. Took a lot of effort to get these all out again. But I really wanted to do this video, so yeah. Next one I've also got here is 500 grams of salmon jerky. So I'm not going to pull this one out because there is a bit of crumble in it, and I don't want it crumbling all over the floor, although I'm sure Lils would be happy. But this is just a salmon jerky, so it looks like it's crushed up salmon meat. I'm not sure if I don't think there's anything else in it, because from what they say it's all natural. So I think it's just air dried crushed salmon, basically in little squares and sticks and stuff, and I thought this one could be good to break up. Along with the other bags of treats, this one could be good for breaking up into little pieces as you're training the puppy or whatever, but apparently also the training organisation that I'm going with, hello Lils, they said they typically train with the puppy's food from the beginning, so they typically train with the Kibble apparently, but it doesn't mean that I can't switch to this down the track if I'm travelling somewhere or something like that anyway for more high value treats when we're away or something. And I will have my first trip hopefully coming up with my service dog prospect puppy in October this year, hopefully. So I'm hoping to vlog some of those things as well and show the different adventures we go on for my memories, but also to bring joy to others. So the next one I've also got here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is 500 grams of air-dried green lip mussels. So these are from New Zealand. Apparently these aren't Australian ones, but I got the mussels because apparently they're good for helping with avoiding arthritis and all the rest of things. So prevention things, just a little bit of a different type of snack or something that can go in their food, that sort of thing. So, and they just look like mussels that have been shrunk down and dried, basically. So I just thought, just an extra nutrient kind of thing with getting those. I've also got here, and yes, I know, I think I said, some people may wonder why I've got so many, but yeah, it is just, I always like to have a back supply of things in advance. I'm also waiting, because these things in these bags, they actually need airtight containers as well, but I'm still waiting on those to come in the mail to put them in the airtight containers once it arrives, and I'm hoping the 8 containers I've got coming will be enough for all of them. So fingers crossed I will have enough for all of them, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So the next one I've actually got here is fish jerky, and it looks like this bit's all stuck together. So we got our fish jerky. It does seem to have a bit of the dried bones and that in there as well a bit. I'm not sure if it's the really large bones. I don't know if you can see this. Lils, come on. You want this? Okay. Come over here. Come over here. You gonna sit? Come on. Sit. Good girl. Okay. She might walk off with it now. Yep. Come on. Lay down. Lay down. Down. Sit. Lay down. Down. Sit. Down. Down. There you go. Good girl. there you go. I got 500 grams of fish jerky. I'm not sure if all of these still fit in what I've got, but I'm hoping to fit as much as I can in the airtight containers I do have coming. So yeah, I'm still waiting on those to come in the mail. Sorry for the distraction. I just wanted to get Lils to do that. If you're wondering where the puppy is, it's not, I think I said it's not actually going to be here till hopefully end of July, August. It just depends on how things go with the dog and her pregnancy and all the rest. So yeah, it's just waiting till then. But I'm hoping, according to the Postal Service, my airtight containers should be here by May the 4th or so. So I'm hoping if it's here by then, that then I can try and store as much as possible in those airtight containers. And then I'll just have to use the remainder of treats first before I use these other bags. But I don't know if you can see, but Lil seems to be enjoying that fish jerky quite a bit. She is. But yeah, so hopefully I'll have enough. I've got 8 largish containers, but we'll just see when the time comes. Because I don't have the funds to get more containers right now, more airtight containers. And none of the containers I actually have are actually airtight currently. And then the last one that I've got from How's Your Dog is actually these Piggy Ear Strips. So I could have gotten plain piggy ears, like the full piggy ears, but because I've got the Service Dog Prospect Labrador puppy coming, I decided to get the strips because I figured strips are probably actually going to be easier for a puppy. I remember when Lils was a pup and I gave her the whole ear, it took her a long time to eat it. Now it wouldn't take her a long time, but I am leaving these sealed till they come. I'm not sure, as I said, if everything's going to fit in the airtight containers, but we'll just see, and otherwise we'll just use what's there meanwhile. And you've had enough today. You've had plenty of treats today. But yeah, so I'm hoping to fit as many as I can anyway, and if I need to, I'll just combine treats in the same containers to try and fit as many as possible. But I'm not expecting to fit all of this in there. So I'm thinking I'm probably just going to have to slowly use some of the spare on Lils and that as we go. And the puppy as it arrives. Because, yeah, I can't get any more airtight containers for now. And I don't actually have any airtight containers here at home meanwhile anyway. So, yeah. That makes it a little trickier. You stay there, boo-boo. No. You're not getting any more. So the next few that I've got here, I'm going to go onto the little sachet packs of things, and I'm going to actually just separate these into their little brands, basically. So you can go through the different brands. So what I've got here first is the ones that I mentioned before, Absolute Holistic. So this is a New Zealand company, 100% made in New Zealand, paleo, based on the paleo whole prey treats diet. So I've got a few different flavours in the treats bags of this. You can actually get these in 1 kilo packs, but it's not cheap. It's like $200 or something. No, not $200. It's like $50, $60 I think, or more for the 1 kilo bag. It might be more than that, I can't remember the price, but I just wanted to try some of these little brand packs as well. And I have been trying this, as I said, the Oceanic Farm lamb and blue mackerel. I have tried that one on Lils and she loves it. So we've got 5 different flavours here that I was able to access here in Australia. So I've got the lamb confit, this is in the treats for dogs. Oceanic Farm. And lamb confit is lamb and duck. Oceanic Farm, lamb and blue mackerel. We've also got Butcher Medley, which is beef and hoki. And all of these are green-lipped mussel infused. We've also got red meat, beef and venison. And Grand Prairie, chicken and hoki. So, Lils doesn't have allergies and that against chicken or anything, and I'm assuming this puppy won't, so I'm hoping it won't anyway, but yeah, so yeah, we got those awesome flavours in that brand, and they are all natural. They're all natural as well. I think I said all natural, and they're grain free as well, those ones. We've also got this Chumeke Friend Air Dog Snacks, and these are authentic New Zealand lamb and mackerel and authentic New Zealand farmed beef. These are grain free. They also have green lipped mussels for anti-inflammatory and healthy joint support, low carbs, high protein, meat and organs 99.9% and green New Zealand green mussels. So, sorry, excuse me, I just dropped it. So these ingredients roughly on this one is like mackerel, lamb, ovine tripe, lamb kidney, lamb liver, lamb heart, green lipped mussel powder, natural antioxidant by Plant Base. So, and the beef one is beef bovine origins, beef heart, beef kidney, beef liver, green mussel, natural antioxidant by Plant Base. So these ones, also the reason I won't be using these first, I'll be using the ones in the bags except for the stuff that I can put in airtight containers, which then apparently it can last over a year with the How's Your Dog ones, is because these have the resealable packets, so that basically makes them airtight anyway, so I don't need to go rushing into using these ones. I'm better to use the How's Your Dog ones, except for what I can fit into the airtight containers first. So that's my plans currently. But yeah, I'm interested to try some of these different products. I also have here a brand called Balanced Life, which from what I know is an Australian company. Come on. Can you sit please? Come on, you want to go in your bed? Alright, go on. Go on, you can go. Come on, out the way. You stay there. So, Lils, sit, stay. You stay. I'm trying to show things to the camera here. I can't do it if your mug's in the shot or your butt's in the shot. So we've got these Balanced Life Air Dried salmon companion treat, Tasmanian salmon with alfalfa, and chicken companion treat, chicken and liver with alfalfa. From what I know, these are completely Australian made. Yeah, they are. It's got the Australian made. And it's an air-dried formula, all life stages, no grain, no gluten, single animal protein. And yeah, so rough ingredients for the salmon is salmon, glycerin, sun-cured alfalfa, salt, hickory smoke flavour, mixed tocopherols, which is apparently as a preservative, but apparently that's a natural one. Sodium alginate, plant fibre, calcium sulfate, tetrasodium, pyrosulfate, guar gum, gluconode delta, lactone, rosemary extract. So these are meant to be all natural. And the chicken one is chicken, chicken liver, chicken bone, glycerin, sun-cured alfalfa, salt, hickory, smoke flavour, mixed truffles as a preservative, and rosemary extract. So there's actually less in the chicken treat than the salmon one with those. But I chose them more because they were the ones that didn't have flour, that seemed to have more natural ingredients from what I was looking at, but I'm sure the other brands would. But I also got these ones too. I tried to get the ones that had more weight in them, which were around the same price, but a bit better value for money. I also got these Australian made. A lot of the products I found in this company did actually have stuff that I didn't think was a good idea for my pets. So this is called Loving Pets. So I just chose the two that I could find that didn't have anything sort of bad in it. Didn't have any of the other stuff, because some of them I saw and it made me a bit like, it mentioned, I don't know if it mentioned preservatives or not in it, but it had something in some of the other ones in this brand that I thought, oh no, I don't want to do that one, kind of thing. So I just got 2 in this brand that are 100% Australian but also 100% meat only. So I got the Roo Jerky dog treats, which is 100% natural single ingredient. So I tried to choose things that, and they might have had some flour or something in the other ones, I don't know, but I basically tried to choose ones that didn't have flour or whatever in it, just for the health. And eventually I want to transfer Lily over to the grain-free diet as well, but I've got to use up all my Super Coat back stock first. And beef liver dog treats, which are also 100% beef liver only. So you got those. I'm not going to open these ones because even though they're air sealable, I don't want to open them till I'm ready to use them. And still got a few here yet. So I also got this brand, Black Dog, which is naturally good treats. But these 2 that I got are 100%, it mentions 100% licking goodness, but a lot of their products too, I found, I think they had flowers or something in them that I decided I didn't agree on. And they're 100% Australian made, so it is an Australian company. But I decided I didn't want to get anything that had ingredients I wasn't sure overall that I didn't think were totally natural, even though it said it was, because it had flour and stuff like that. So I just chose a couple of 100% meat in 100 grams. So I chose beef jerky and flake fillets. And these flake fillets are actually different to the ones that I got from How's Your Dog. How's Your Dog seems to have, this seems to be mostly meat, whereas this has meat, but it also seems to have a bit of the bones in it with the How's Your Dog one. So it's quite a difference in colours in that too. But yeah, so I chose just a couple of 100% meat ones because I didn't like the fact that the other ones had a whole heap of ingredients, and I think some of these I saw had preservatives, like proper preservatives that you'd find in human food and that in them too, which I didn't want. So yeah. Then the last one I've got before I go into the signature brand, which is my pellets and a few treats, is 100% green Trout. So I decided on this one also because it was only one ingredient, but I've also seen that green Trout was apparently very good for dogs as well. And if you hear that thump thump, that's Lil's tail going. It is. And then the last things that I've got here is the signature brand. So there are more flavours than what I've got here, but the reason I chose to go with the signature brand is I looked through a lot of the different grain-free ones. I also looked through things like Royal Canin and all of those, but I decided on the signature because of the fact, I don't know if you can see it here, but it's completely grain-free and potato-free, so it has no soy, no grains, no potatoes, no nothing there. It is also completely chicken-free, and it is a limited ingredient formula. Hey everyone, sorry the camera battery cut out, so you'll notice a few changes with the way things look, because yeah, my camera battery died. And Lils, can you move please? So I was just saying about the limited grain-free diet, and limited ingredients, so it is good for dogs with allergies and that. Sorry, under my brace is getting extremely itchy and driving me bonkers. So the signature brand also comes in multiple different flavours. Can you sit, Lils? Down. Down. Good girl, you stay. You stay, excuse me. Comes in multiple different flavours as well, so you can do a bit of a rotational diet, but you're still on the same brand, the same formula, so you're not having to do the transition every time you go and transition between different flavours. So, signature, the packs that I've got here in the Kibble, I got the 11.3 kilo bags. These did cost me $99 Australian because they're considered a premium brand, but I think they are new here in Australia, just because of the fact that there aren't really any reviews or anything on these yet in Australia, and there is not many stores stocking this brand at the moment. So the three flavours I've got are lamb formula, the Essential formula, which is turkey, salmon, lamb, duck protein, and then I've got the trout and salmon meal formula. And so these bags were each 11.3 kilos, but there are other sizes in smaller sizes as well. And these each cost me 99 cents a bag, which is about 0.79 cents, about 79 cents per 100 grams, basically, Australian. So there is also other formulas. So like with what I've got with these Kibble bars or these biscuits or treat biscuits. So these are the grain-free Ziggy bars, which are grain-free, natural, all of that. But these actually come with pumpkin as well instead of, whereas the Kibble does not have pumpkin. So we've got the Kangaroo Formula, which there is other flavours in the large brand and the large bags and that. I can't remember all of them because I know not all the flavours are here in Australia. But I can't remember all the flavours that were available. I just chose out of these ones because it's a bit of a range. So I also got Kangaroo Formula, which I know these ones are also available in Kibble. I got the Essential Formula, and the reason I got this Essential Formula in the Ziggy bars was because there was actually a deal when I got the Essential bag. There was a free gift with that, which was a free gift of the Essential Ziggy bars. I've also got Whitefish Formula, which I know there is an I'm pretty certain there's an 11.3 kilo bag of the Whitefish Formula here in Australia. I also know there's an 11.3 kilo bag of Duck Formula, which is here too. And there is Turkey Formula also in the bars and the large Kibble, which some of these have a bit more powder on than others because they've been broken and that. We've also got the Trout Formula, which is this one here. And yeah, so there's multiple different formulas. These are all grain-free, all natural, all of that. If you're wondering what grains do come in the signature pack, I'll just use the lamb one as an example, which is why it was turned around before. So this has a lamb meal, chickpeas, peas, sunflower oil, which is preserved with citric acid, flaxseed, natural flavours, dehydrated alfalfa meal, potassium chloride, salt, minerals, zinc proteinate, iron proteinate, copper proteinate, cobalt proteinate, manganese proteinate, sodium selenite, chlorine chloride, which is apparently another type of salt, taurine, vitamins, which is vitamin A acetate, vitamin D3 supplement, vitamin E supplement, niacin, decalcium, pantothionate, thiamine monotrate, pyridoxine hydrochloride, which apparently these are all natural things because I looked them up, riboflavin supplement, folic acid, biotin, vitamin B12 supplement, lactic acid, D-L-methionine, calcium iodide, mixed trophophos, preserved, which is a natural thing again, L-carnitine, and it does have, with the guaranteed analysis, it's got, on this one it's got crude protein 28% minimum, crude fat 15% minimum, crude fibre 4% maximum, moisture 10% maximum, calcium 2% minimum, phosphorus 1.1% minimum, omega-6 fatty acids 5.5% minimum, omega-3 fatty acids 0.9% minimum, taurine 0.2% minimum, L-carnitine 40 milligrams per kilogram minimum, and it does mention some not recognised as central nutrient by the dog food nutrient profiles, but it is a premium brand from what I know and from what I've looked up. and there are some quite good reviews out there on it. It also, as you may have noticed too, Lil's, come on, come here, you gonna lay down? Lay down. Good girl, yeah, she's bringing me her pig now. Her little pig which the squeaker's broken on. There you go, good girl. And if you're wondering what it says, because it doesn't say specifically for puppies, and you'll notice I've said that I'm going to be transitioning, I don't know, I might have said it off camera, but that I'm going to be transitioning my puppy from whatever the breeder's formula is over to this as it runs out, because apparently in the puppy pack I will get some kibble with that. So I'm going to be transitioning the puppy from that to this, and it actually is, it may not say puppy, but it actually, from all the reviews, you are able to use it from 8-week-old puppy or a puppy all the way up to an adult dog. So it has here puppies, pregnant females, lactating females that it can be used for. And I'm sure I'm not necessarily going to go by their feeding guidelines. I'll go by what the breeder says are the guidelines to go by with how much to feed the puppy and all the rest. So yeah, I hope this is helpful anyway. I know there is a lot of stuff there. I just wanted to show you what I've gotten so that I have a bit of a back supply in case anything happens with all the COVID stuff and the food shortages and all the rest. And I'm going to try, I always like to keep a back supply on hand anyway, but in these times it is even more important to me to have a back supply so that I can know that I can feed my dogs and I'm not going to particularly run out, hopefully not run out when there's a shortage going, so that I will be okay. I also won't be feeding a specific amount of the breeder either. I'll be adjusting that because I'm going to be substituting in also fresh meat or bones, eggs. I may use some of those. Where are they? Green mussels here that I got. As well, I may use 1 or 2 of those in their meal or a couple of those in their meals. As you can tell, Lils is quite interested in those. She liked them when I tried her with one the other day, but I was sort of thinking I might use those as a bit of a meal topper because it's good for health and joints and all of the rest. So yeah, I sort of got those thinking, well, I may use those for that, or I may use it for training treats or something, because I haven't been able to do a lot of training with Lils for a while because of all my ankle issues and my disability stuff, and so as a result she is quite scared of people and all of that, so I need to do some training stuff and try and do that. But I'm hoping as I learn with my service dog puppy, I'll be able to help train her out of her fears and that too, and deal with that. But yeah, so I am going to be substituting the kibble, so it's not just going to be plain kibble, it's going to be fresh meat, eggs, all of that sort of stuff, because her mum typically has a lot of eggs from her chooks out at the farm that can't all be used in time, so I'm going to be substituting those in with the kibble, etc. before, and I tend to rotate between meat and eggs and all the rest. Hello, Lils. And yeah, hopefully, I intend to hopefully vlog the trips and stuff that I do with the service dog puppy. I can't take Lils a lot because she's older and she's scared and she doesn't like going out of her comfort zones and that. But I'm hoping to vlog my trips with the service dog puppy too. And I hope this helped anyway. I just want to show you a bit the things that I've gotten and the range that I've gotten, thinking of both Lily's health and the puppy's health, because I'm going to use things for both of them. Eventually I do hope to transition Lily over to the grain-free formula, but first I've got to go through and finish up the super coat formula. So yeah, and then I'm going to try and do a video of what items I've got so far for the pup and go from there. Yeah, I hope this has helped anyway, and I will see you later. Bye! Hello, boo-boo. You're a good girl.